Hey fam, just wanted to make a quick video. Um, yeah. So I've been researching a little bit and trying to find out a little bit more about who these creatures are, these entities. About getting a little bit closer to the truth because they are interacting with me on a regular basis. So it probably behooves me to spend a little bit more time trying to understand exactly what they're doing and what's going on. Um, I've noticed that because of the surveillance state, they monitor you consistently, and they probably have me chipped so that they know what my biorhythms are or whatever, know what my heartbeat is. You know, endocrine system, all that sort of stuff, so that they can respond appropriately. To manipulate you in different ways. Anyway, so recently I've decided just to go clean, with, no more smoking, and alcohol, trying to take a break of that. And I noticed that the attacks had stopped being as intense. And not only that, they weren't able to steal as much soul energy from me. So that lasted about a day or two, and I had a beautiful experience in the park the other day. But they had already set me up for some type of thing. They already had something set up. Also going full vegetarian, and trying to eat fresh food, daily, which is difficult, but it's worth it because it is your body. It is an important thing to maintain and to be a part of. And if you want to do good things, you should have a good body, or at least attempt to. And these negative entities, these people, didn't like this, and so I needed to understand a little bit more about who they are and what they're about, because basically they want you weakened and poisoned to enact the most effective mind control and torment, so that they can take you over. Which kind of led me to, researching the Djinn, Djinn, and the ancient battle and stuff like that that's been going on. Apparently, you can look this up on YouTube yourself. Apparently, these are entities that are ancient, and apparently there was some type of thing that was going on here on the planet Earth. Creation. Yeah, they say that angels were created out of light, and jinn are created out of smokeless fire. So like a plasma, maybe. And humans are created out of mud and water. Whatever the case may be, I don't know. People are going by the Bible. I don't really affirm all my beliefs towards the Bible, because I think that it's definitely skewed in many different ways, especially because of the Djinn and the children of the Djinn who work on their behalf. From the story, the way that the story goes is that the Djinn, the creator, the greatest one, created all of us, and asked the Djinn to respect us in different ways. I don't know. The Bible or Quran or whatever says that they're supposed to bow to us, and the angels bowed, and etc., etc. I don't know I wasn't there, so I don't know what really happened. But from my understanding, the Djinn did not like this, and decided that they were not going to do this type of thing, and then left. They had no respect for humans, mankind, and left heaven. From my understanding, they weren't necessarily kicked out. They left on their own recognizance. They decided to leave, and that's what they call them, kind of like the fallen ones, where they just stopped being respectful and loving, and they fell in many different ways. Now, I don't really know if that's how the story goes, but to me it makes a lot of sense, because of what the Djinn are capable of. Now, they are higher dimensional entities that have abilities to control elementals, I think. Apparently some of them are good, some of them are bad, like humans. And they exist on a plane higher than ours. But they are incapable, and the story is pretty vast, but they're apparently incapable of coming into our plane easily. And so they've helped to create other entities. Some of us might call them aliens. Mankind, not like man, but kind of like man. I've had my own personal experience with these entities. Anyway, so they created these creatures, these abominations, so that they can enact their will upon man and mock the Creator, mock the creation. And they've put a great amount of effort into creating these entities, these people who some people will call them tall whites, some people call them psychopaths. You can call them many different things. They come in many different varieties. These entities, these Djinn, are very intelligent, and so they're gonna cross their T's and dot their I's, and they operate in full sight, and they mock creation because they try to replace nature with technology. They try to say, hey, humans, we're going to implant you, and then you're going to communicate through computers, and we're going to tag you and steal all your information and not give you any privacy. We're going to take away that natural part of you that made you who you are, and take away your connection to the greatest one. And that's kind of basically what I'm dealing with right now. I'm dealing with a Djinn, or several Djinn, or a series of Djinn and their children, who literally torment me day and night. And it's getting worse and worse. And full love to everyone out there who's going through the same type of thing. But they're determined, and they have a lot of resources at their disposal. And one of the things that really pisses them off is that they have a plan for you. And if you don't go by that plan, it really rocks their boat. And me getting clean and being a better person rocks their boat in a way, because they're not able to manipulate me in the same ways that they were before. But they still do some really nasty things. For example, I had another dream, and I got to see them, or some of them, in different forms, and they always come in different forms. Sometimes they're like tigers, and like last night they were a group of look like tall birds, tall kind of like yellowish golden birds, or they're scary. They can come real scary also. It don't matter. Whatever floats their boat. And the dream last night was basically they had stolen. I had uh, my baby, my child. They showed me that they stole the child, and they stole her fairly. Okay. Apparently, fairly means that they outwitted you, and replaced it with a goat. And I'm in the dream trying to save this little goat's life, and it's drowning, and I have to stick my hand in its mouth and get it to breathe, and it's a baby goat, a little baby goat, black. I don't know the symbolism of what that means, but at the same time, the dream cuts away, and I see them literally hijacking my original child. Once I realize that, oh, they've stolen my kid, and then I go after them, and they kind of lead me in different directions, almost like a maze or a labyrinth. And right when I get to the person who had my baby, they go off in a different direction and hand off the baby and say too bad. And then once I get to this person, the entire scene changes, and so does their temperament and everything about them. But I still managed to reach out and grab them, and then the dream ends. So there are a lot of messages that you can perceive from your dreams, but I realize that I'm sitting here trying to, maybe in the dream, dream is trying to say that you're sitting here trying to save an entity that is not yours, that hates you, and they're just going to keep stealing your babies away. They're just going to keep trying to misdirect you, and just going to keep doing what they do, because in essence they have left heaven, or whatever you call that reality, in your own mind, higher dimension. They left the higher dimension and looked away from the greatest one, looked away. And some people say there's going to be a judgment. I don't know. All I know is that they seem very anxious, as if their time is running out. And I'm guessing it's because of human evolution, man's evolution, woman's evolution, and our ability to overcome the situation that we've been put in, and their fear that we may arrive at a level or higher than that they're at, and that's going to just destroy their entire plan of turning us into robots and energy batteries, and basically receptacles for their consumption. And so you're going to get, obviously, a lot of hello, you're going to get a lot of resistance because of it. For me, you can't tell who their kids are. You can't tell which bodies they've incorporated. You can't, and apparently they shapeshift, and I've definitely seen shapeshifters. There are times when I'll have a thought and they'll come by and take the thought away. So I mean, this just complete brainwashing. And today I've been just subjected all morning to just complete brainwashing and mind manipulation, mind control. So they got a tail on me or something, so I've had to kind of go out of the way to enjoy myself. And then you just see people kind of pass by you and kind of with a nasty smirk on their face. And this is a daily thing, a daily fight for our lives. And as we start to understand who the Djinn are, we're going to come to terms with that they are not our friends, regardless of what they say or do, because they've turned away, and we wish to only face the greatest one. And amen.